How's it going, YWC? Guy on the internet who doesn't like reviews. Now I know you're going to have two obvious questions in this TNA Slammiversary review. One, who's this guy? Well, we'll get to that later. And two, why am I in a row, bare-chested, stealing all of your girlfriends? Well, the reason for the role is I was doing some stuff, helping somebody move or whatever, and I got my finger jammed, and for the first time in 5 years, I took a hot bath, soaked in the tub, to get some relief instead of taking a shower. But getting the pressure off my hand, so I said, fuck putting on the shirt, time for the road, so deal with the road. Second, this guy, one of my homeboys.
Your boy.
No gang shit for me or whatever, and that doesn't matter. Jabri, go ahead and do yourself. Yeah.
But look, check this out. This is my first time watching TNA. For the first time, and I just want to know all that high flying, hitting ladders through the hoop. I thought you had get the title off the top of the ladder.
The King of the Mountain match.
Yeah. So tell me what's up with that.
Well, we'll get that when we get the King of the Mountain. Now before this right here,
yeah.
Did I influence you in any way? Did I press when you were watching that? Press you like, hey man,
no. Let's see what happened. I just walked in on it, and I was like. I'm watching these two guys go at it, and I was like, damn, yo, I gotta watch this. I gotta finish watching this, so you put me on it.
So this review is from, I would say, a casual viewer's eyes,
yeah. And
no pressure. This is just your own. This is your own opinion.
Yeah, it's my opinion.
Okay. So this video may be in two parts because I'm on a 15-minute time limit due to IWC butthurt nerds. So let's get into the first match. Tigre Uno versus Manic, who had a very nice costume, by the way, a little red eye thing that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was though. Yeah.
And who else was DJ Z? Pretty solid match.
Yeah, it's alright, but you could have seen more action out of it.
True.
They looked like two fascinating wrestlers that could push the match a little bit longer, but shit happened.
I think the problem with this is. It's like it came out of nowhere. It was good wrestling, but it's like maybe it's like an international thing. Tigre, he only speaks Spanish and broken English, so it really wasn't a story. But
yeah.
It was good wrestling, and really on a pay-per-view, that's what you want. You want good wrestling.
Exactly.
You don't want to hear no guy, nobody talking or whatever most of the time. But get into the next match: Robbie E versus Jesse Goddard.
I gotta give it to the boys. Well, they broke their back out there. I got to give it to them. Yeah, I got to give it to them on that one, yo.
Now, Robbie E, he surprised me personally because I'm showing you my found fair. But he surprised me because he wrestled a hell of a match, and I know a lot of people will think Robbie E is not this good wrestler, but people have to realize he's playing a character. If Robbie E did what he did. For this show in the past 5 years, if you saw Robbie E, oh bro man, hitting a suicide dive splash, you'd be like, wait a minute, he's not a joke or whatever. It would just completely break the character. But props to Robbie E for wrestling. I always knew Robbie E could wrestle, but pretty good match, and he ends up getting a victory with the Scorpion Del Drop, reverse DDT, whatever you want to call it. I know a lot of people were clowning on Jesse Goddard because he came out in a robe, and they were saying he was mocking
Ric Flair.
No, not mocking Ric Flair. They say he was mocking Chris Masters.
Oh, Chris Masters. Yeah.
Like he's the first, like Chris Masters was the first most guy to come out. Oh, I'm strong. Yeah, because nobody heard of Jesse Ventura. Yeah, Jesse Ventura didn't do that first.
Yeah.
So. He did recover also just got he recovered in that promo when the people were like, we don't remember that? He was like, we don't care. He recovered well, you can't look like this. Well, you can look like this by sitting behind a keyboard, but you can't look like him sipping coffee, typing every comment. That was a pretty funny comment against the YWC, the people who just yeah, so good match, and it exceeded expectations. Then you get to the next match. Matt Morgan, the 7-foot tall guy.
Oh man, the Yao Mings. Yeah.
Versus the Chesterfield Plague, the human hate machine, Brown.
Yeah.
Hardcore, man.
That was a Great Khali versus the Great Khali. Like, that was a match that was crazy.
Man, I think Matt Morgan's a little bit better than Great Khali, but I just like the hard hitting pace in his match. Like they had a lot of good spots, especially like when Matt Morgan hit the carbon footprint or the bicycle kick into the trash can to the dude's face. Now that was a sick spot.
Yeah, it was though.
And then Bram, he ends up getting the victory with the brighter side of suffering onto a chair after he low blowed Matt Morgan.
Ooh, that was a hell of a hit. That was a hell of a hit. I'm surprised he didn't win the match off of that.
So I think that was for like a street fight. I wouldn't say it was a 5-star classic, but as far as watchable, it was a watchable match. So then you move on to the next match, and I think this was the match of the night. Well, you had two for match of the night, but this was a close. I think I made that tie. James Storm versus Magnus.
I gotta give it to James Storm. That man went out there and did his thing, even though it was like tables turned, live and learn. But you know, he went out there and did his thing.
What about? I think like people were blaming TNA for like the spot where Magnus he did like he did another bicycle kick. He tried to do like a front kick to James Storm, and Magnus kicked water onto the circuit. They was like TNA, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
How can you plan for somebody kicking water into a circuit? It's like, oh yeah, we planned for that. We planned for you to kick water into a power breaker. Really? Like,
yeah.
Who does that? But what was the other spot in the match? The table where like he jumped off the thing.
Yeah, when he put himself through the table. Oh, that was crazy. When he tried to come down with the elbow. Like, that's when I really got into it. Because he just put himself through a table. I mean, on some suicidal, putting yourself through the table type shit. But, yeah.
And then there was also a promo I kind of skipped over it where Magnus was like, let me tell you the whole storyline. The reason they're fighting. James Storm, he's the leader of the Rebels. It's a cult. Mickey James in real life is Magnus's wife / girlfriend or his baby mom. Yeah.
She not saying
Magnus, that's Magnus's the guy, whatever. He said, he said, I don't hate James because James Storm, he was playing this role where he was like being nice to Mickey James and doing all this bad stuff. You know, buttering up. You know how you butter up somebody's girlfriend and try to make them fall in love with you.
Yeah.
He was doing all that in a ploy to get her to join his cult, the Revolution.
Yeah.
He asked her, she said no, but he's still like, okay, I don't really care, blah blah, love, we're good friends.
Exactly.
And then he pushed her off of a train track.
The fuck?
And the idea he got mad because they heard a train track.
Yeah.
And they thought, Mickey James had got ran over by a train, which would just sound stupid. And she just got pushed off, had a concussion. And that's where the feud comes in. That's why they're having this match. And Magnus said in the promo before the match, he said, look, James Storm, I don't hate you because of what you did, because what people forget, Magnus, he's a thinking man guy. He's diabolical like him too. And he said, I would do the same thing to get ahead in the wrestling business. But I hate you. I'm not fighting out hate. I'm fighting out love for my family. You feel that? You don't hate the guy. But I guess it's kind of weird, but he's like, I love my family so much, I gotta defend my family.
Yeah, fighting for, like, you have to say, like, for dignity, honor. Yeah, to say that, yeah.
And James Storm, he was like very disrespectful in this match. He was like spitting beer at the commentators and the referee.
Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin type. Yeah.
I would say kind of.
Yeah.
And there was the other spot where James Storm set up the 2 chairs and had the guardrail. He got suplexed through the guardrail. That was a cool spot.
Ooh, yes, it was. That caught my eye too. Kind of made me a fan.
Then there was a spot where James Storm, he grabbed like some powder and like he was like talking with the referee, and man just knocked it up into his face.
I remember that.
Then man just hit the spine shaker. Referee's still out. And like man just goes for a referee. He gets up. And then like James Storm gets up, hits him with a super last called super kick. Magnus kicks out, and then like they just kept kicking out each other's finishers. James Storm hit 2 back-to-back super kicks to the face.
That was crazy. That was like a Superman versus Batman type match, yo. Like they never did. Like I give it to them because they never gave up. They kept on pushing and pushing and pushing, but eventually, at the end, it wasn't the end like everybody expected how it was supposed to be. But it, you know.
Speaking of the end, both of them have beer bottles. They cracking each other's heads, and it's like, okay, it's weight. You know, Madness. He gets pinned because James Storm, not on his own. It's just like, okay, both of us are knocked out, and he just falls forward into the pin. 1, 2, 3, both guys are helped out. I think that was it. And you were looking for like a storyline match. That's got to be up there for like good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Top of the line.
Then you move on to Austin Aries versus Davey Richards.
Oh man, Austin Aries did his thing. That man, Austin Aries did his thing though. He did his thing.
Remember he was mocking Davey Richards. He was like doing like, you know how Davey Richards, he's like he like doing the kids and shit. He was like,
yeah, and then his tongue. Yeah. And
then he hit that. I you know Austin Aries hit that front springboard thing, and then he, instead of doing like Davey Richards, he does the kick out of the springboard. Yeah. He did the elbow because Aries thing is the elbow. I think that was a really good match.
It was. It caught my eye, and I liked it very much.
Now Austin Aries ends up getting the victory because his tag team partner Bobby Roode, Austin Aries.
Yeah, he came out and distracted him and did a classic WWE move.
I wouldn't say WWE. I think just just heel or whatever. But whatever, you're a casual fan. Now, after the match was good, correct? In your opinion, how would you rate the match? Was it a good match?
It was from a 1 to 10. I give it an 8.9.
Now, with the end of the match, the heels doing what they did. The Dirty Heels. That's the name of the tag team. Austin Aries and Bobby Roode. They're called the Dirty Heels. Roode coming out and distracting Roode. I mean, not Roode, but distracting Davey Richards and getting a heel roll-up victory. Does that take away from the match? In your opinion, I'm just gonna let you speak.
I mean, not really. I mean, it don't take away the match at all.
I mean, it's your opinion. I mean, when you watch the match, yeah, and Roode came out and he distracted the other guy, and Aries got the victory with a heel tactic win. Did that you say like?
I mean, he should have stayed focused. I mean, why would he didn't get in the ring and be like, oh, I'm about to attack you. I mean, he should have just, kept that in mind that he was on the side right there, stay alert and just kept on doing his thing. Why would you stop in the middle of your wrestling? That's like, if I'm outside brawling and then his homie come up and say, oh, you gonna, one-on-one, it's gonna be a 2-on-1, and then it's like, he never jumped in. We still fighting one-on-one because he never jumped in. He just said he about to jump in, so he just distracted me. So, you can, I wouldn't just take my eyes and focus up with my opponent.
I think that's a problem in wrestling altogether. They always do that. Like, the guy jumps like, oh, I lose focus. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just,
But besides that, good match. The IWC, I know you don't know what IWC is, but they'll see a match that, you said the match was good, great, or
yeah, it was fantastic.
They'll say the match was bad because the guy got a heel victory.
I mean, regardless, at the end, it could have turned out a little bit like on the other hand, but you got to look at the match before it got there. I mean, look what them two men have been doing and what they've been fighting, and come on, bro. They're just a good match altogether, even though the end was kind of wacky, but still, though, it was a good match. It was something you would want to see, and that's something they pushed it over the limit. They gave you what you wanted to see, hardcore wrestling. And at the end, you gotta do it for the story.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's move on to the handicap match, the women's match.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome Kong and Brooke Tessmacher took on the Dollhouse. And I know you don't know what the Dollhouse is. I was playing the gimmick of the Dollhouse.
Yeah.
The Dollhouse is Terrence Terrell, Marty Bell, and Jade. Their gimmick is they're psychotic women who act like grown children. Like, when they don't get their way, they start having tantrums and talking about each other. They have finishing moves that, they're child. They'll pick somebody up, do ring around rose and whoop, and drop them. How do you feel about that gimmick? It's just what I explained to you all that.
I mean,
but they still try to be sexy too.
Everybody has their own ways. I mean, if it works out, it works out. But if it don't work out, then you should change it up. But if it's working out for them, then hey, look at that.
Did you find any of the dollhouse sets? Did any one of them catch your eye?
Yes.
Which one?
All